Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we'll read a very beautiful sonnet by P.B. Shelley, Percy Bysshe Shelley, a very famous English romantic poet. Ozymandias is basically based on an ancient king. It was an alternate name for him, Pharaoh or Ramses II of the ancient Egypt. Shelley had written this poem in 1817 as a part of poetry contest with a friend. This poem tells us about the transience and ephemeral nature of power, pride, and hubris of all humanity. And it's also a kind of praise for the work of art which has got the ability, the most enduring tool. Art is the most enduring tool in preserving humans' legacy. Basically, in this poem, Ozymandias, a traveler from some ancient land, meets the speaker of this poem and tells him about a colossal, a very large, torso-less statue which is lying amidst a vast desert. The legs without the torso, they are standing erect on the pedestal. The head is lying beside the legs on the sand and half sunk and crumbled, presenting a very sorry state. The statue itself presents a very sorry state. But the sculptor has very clearly, very beautifully and artistically carved the expressions on the stone statue. The expressions, the jeering smile, the sneer of cold command, and the wrinkled lip, the frown on his face, they are all alive. They are still alive. And they tell us about the hands that copied them and the hair from where they originated. But on the pedestals, there are some words written there which go like, "My name is Ozymandias. I am the King of Kings. Those who consider themselves mighty, look on my works and you will despair. But if you look around that decaying and crumbling statue, you will find nothing. There is sand and sand everywhere. You can find no work of glory, nothing from the past except this crumbling statue." So here, if we go to the background of that poem, if we read about the man Ozymandias, he was a very great king, a tyrant. He ruled over his subject with iron hand. He had expanded the Egyptian empire very dramatically, and during his lifetime, he considered himself to be the King of Kings. He considered there is no other king like him in the whole universe. He thought he had made several statues of his own during his lifetime, and on every pedestal of the statue, colossal statues, he had inscribed. He had made a sculptor inscribe these words. My name is Ozymandias. Look at my works, or look on my works. I am the mightiest king. I am the mightiest king. So he was a kind of haughty, proud, and tyrant king. But time and nature has got the destroying ability. Time and nature destroy everything. Every achievement of human being, no matter how substantial they are. No piece of his achievements is left there on the bare sand, which stretches far and wide. Only the piece of the work of art is there, and through that work of art, we can go to the time of Ozymandias, and we can get the idea of how haughty, how proud, and how tyrant this king was. Let's go to the poem and explain it line by line. I met a traveler from an antique land. Here the speaker of the poem says, I met a traveler who had come from antique land means ancient land. Here some analysts say that Percy, Bysshe had read the Greek writer Siculus, who had written about this ancient king, Ramses II. Who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. This traveler from some ancient land, he told the speaker of the poem that he had seen two vast, two colossal, very large, torso-less legs standing erect in the desert. उसने बता दिया, I met speaker कहते हैं कि मैं एक अजनबी से मिला, अजनबी मुसाफिर से मिला, एक ट्रैवलर से मिला, जो कि एक दूर दराज इलाके से, एंशियंट लैंड से, कदीम मुल्क से आया था, जिसने मुझे बता दिया कि मैंने एक बहुत बड़ा मुजस्समा देखा। दो टांगें जो थी, मुजस्समे की टांगें, वो सहरा के बीचों बीच बगैर बॉडी के, बगैर जिस्म के खड़ी थी। Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. और उन टांगों के साइड पे, उनके नज़दीक उस मुजस्समे का चेहरा पड़ा था, visage, countenance पड़ा था, जो कि it was half sunk in the desert sand, जो कि रेत में आधा दसा हुआ था, that was shattered, तबाहाल था, ये भी टूटा हुआ था, टूट फूट का शिकार था, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those patience read. उस चेहरे में, उस visage में, जो कि shattered visage lying beside that erect legs, torso-less legs, इसमें frown जो था, इसमें जो उस चेहरे पे जो तीव्री था और उसके जुरियों वाला लिप जो था और उसकी तहक़ीरामेज़ मुस्कुराहट जो थी, स्नेर या जेर कहते हैं, ऑफ कोल्ड कमांड, उसके तहकुमाना जो तहक़ीरामेज़ मुस्कुराहट थी, ये हमें बताते थे कि स्कल्प्टर ने, इस मुजस्समा साज ने इन पैशंस को, इन जज्बात को, उस बादशाह के दिल के जो जज्बात थे उनको बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ा था। which yet survived stamped on these lifeless things, जो कि वो जज्बात अब भी क्या हैं, अब भी हयात हैं, ताहाल हयात हैं, इस बेजान मुजस्समे पे कार्व किए गए हैं, स्टैम्प्ड कार्व बनाया जो नक्श किए गए हैं, इस बेजान मुजस्समे में नक्शुदा ये जज्बात जो हैं उस बादशाह के, कौन से जज्बात, लोगों को नीचे दिखाने का, फ्राउनिंग, गुरूर कर, मतलब फ्राउनिंग तेवरी चढ़ाने को कहते हैं, जो बंदा गुस्से वाला होता है, टायरेंट होता है, वो तेवरी चढ़ाता है, और स्नेर कहते हैं या जेल, लोगों की तरफ तहक़ीरामेज़ मुस्कुराहट जो है, लोगों को कमतर समझते हुए जो मुस्कुराहट है, और उसका रिंकल लिप जो है, इट्स ऑल्सो लुकिंग एट थिंग्स मॉकिंगली। ओके, तो ये जज्बात उस बादशाह के ता हयात अभी तक क्या है, हयात है, अभी तक जिंदा है इस लाइफलेस मुजस्समे में। The hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. These patients, they tell us about the sculptor who had made them. Mocked them का मतलब है who had copied them. They were not the real patients. Real patients were there in the hearts of the King Ozymandias or Ramses II. These were the copies of those patients. उनके copies इस मुजस्समा साज ने यहाँ पे कंधा जो किए, यहाँ पे नक्श किए, ये उन हाथों के बारे में हमें बताते हैं और उस दिल के बारे में हमें बताते हैं। The heart of the king Ozymandias, from where they were originated, जहाँ वो पैदा होते थे, जहाँ से वो निकलते थे, उसके बारे में हमें बताते हैं। And on the pedestal these words appear, और उसका जो बेस है, पेडेस्टल है, पाया जो है उस मुजस्समे का, उस पे ये अल्फाज लिखे हैं। These words are inscribed there. क्या लिखे हैं? My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. उस पे क्या लिखे हैं? मेरा नाम ओज़िमेंडियस है, मैं बादशाहों का बादशाह हूँ, मैं शहंशाह हूँ, मेरे काम को देखो, अपने आप को पावरफुल कहने वाले, यू माइटी, ताकतवर, मेरे काम को देखो और फिर मायूस हो जाओ। इट मीन्स आई हैव डन सच ग्रेट वर्क्स, आई एम सच glorious a king there. You are a miniature king in front of me. You consider yourself to be a powerful king, a mighty king, yet if you look on my works, you will despair. But alas, what happens? Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck. ताहम उस कोलोजल रेक के आसपास, उस देव हैकल तबाह शुदा मुजस्समे के आसपास, we find nothing about the glory of Ozymandias. We find nothing about the great works of that Ozymandias. उसके गिर्द कुछ भी नहीं है, उस तबाहाल कोलोजल देव हैकल को कहते हैं, बहुत बड़ी जो तबाह शुदा मुजस्समा है, उसके गिर्द कुछ भी नहीं है। Boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. बेपायां, बेइंतिहा और उजड़ा हुआ जो और लेवल बिल्कुल हमवार रेत जो है, वो बहुत दूर दूर तक फैला हुआ है। It stretches far away. यहाँ पे और कोई चीज़ हमें नज़र नहीं आ रही है, और कोई चीज़ यहाँ पे हम नहीं देख सकते, सिर्फ the racket colossal statue of Ozymandias, it remains here except that remains of that colossal statue of Ozymandias, nothing is here. Or it tells us about the decaying and crumbling art, which yet tells us about the glory of human being. It praises the art. Art is immortal. No achievement of man is immortal except art. Though the art is decaying, though it is crumbling, though it is shattered into pieces, yet it tells us about the hearty nature of the king, the tyranny of that king. Yet it tells us about the king, that how he considered himself to be the greatest king of this world, the universe, you can say, and looked down upon people and considered them demi-kings, or you can say miniature kings. Okay, it also tells us about the ephemeral or transient nature of human achievements, and it also tells us about nature and time, which have got the destroying capability, the destroying ability. They can destroy human achievements no matter how substantial they are. Various symbols have been used here. For example, the Ozymandias, the statue itself, it can be symbolized, it has been symbolized, and it can be taken for various symbols. For art, which has got the lasting effect, which is immortal, it can be taken for, look, the sneer, the frowning, and let's say the wrinkled lip. They can be taken for the haughty and the proud, and let's say the tyranny and the tyrant of that king. It can also be taken as um, a symbol for the transience and ephemeral nature of power, pride, and hubris of all humanity. Saint can be taken for nature as well as time, because saint has got the destroying ability to destroy the human achievements. Saint has eroded the statue of Ozymandias. It has eroded and leveled all the achievements, all the glories of Ozymandias. There is sand around the decaying statue, and nothing else is left there. So sand can be taken for time as well as for nature. Both nature and time have got the destroying capabilities. The inscriptions which are written on the pedestals, they also symbolize art, the art of writing, which has also got lasting effect, which is not ephemeral and transient like that of the human achievements. They also remain there, and they also bring down to generations the legacy of humanity. So, this is a sonnet, but the poet has not followed the conventional rhyme scheme of sonnet. You can see the rhyme scheme of this sonnet is AB, AB, AC, DC, ED, EF, EF. I'll repeat it for you once more. AB, lame and stone, lame and sane. They rhyme with one another. AB, AB, AC, DC, ED, EF, EF. That is the rhyme scheme of this poem. So that was all about Ozymandias. So I will Okay, there is an Urdu verse, Urdu lines about this ephemeral and transient nature of human achievements. So I think it fits in this poem. Nagore Sikandar Nahe Qabr Dara Mite Namiyon ke Nishan kaise. नगोरे सिकंदर न है कब्र दारा मिटे नामियों के निशान कैसे कैसे.